This is the Tamron 18-300, and there's no script for this video. Nothing, like, I don't have any pro. This is shot on an iPhone 15 Pro. Nothing about this is a professional video. This is not Gerald and Dunn. I'm not. I wish I could be him with all the cameras and stuff that he has, but we're left with what we have. So, I recently took delivery of this 18-300 that I bought off of eBay. If you're wondering, this was the listing. On the listing, it looked minty. It looked almost pristine. And I got the lens, and it came in a nice box. It was literally bubble wrapped and ceramic wrapped. So, as you'll probably see on here, there's like marks on there, and there's marks on lens hood, but you would not notice them unless you like actually look. And most of these marks are marks that I have made just from having it in the past 4 days. Because today is Sunday. I took delivery of it Friday. So I've had it for about 3 or 4 days. Let's start off with the autofocus. So my old main lens was the Sony 18-55 kit lens. It was silver. I'm not going to call it a bad lens. Like, if you're a beginner, it's a great lens, but you will grow out of it very quickly. That's really all I mean. And this lens, compared to that other one, is way better. Okay, so you're probably wondering why I bought this lens and why I'm bringing up my kit lens. Well, I was finally able to, I found a good deal on it. I decided I should buy it, and plus I was looking to upgrade my kit lenses anyways, because they're kit lenses. The 18-55 came out 15 years ago. It's older than me. I was born in 2011. The 18-55 was my main lens, and my telephoto lens was the Sony 55-210. Both of those are kit lenses, and they're amazing kit lenses. I'm not going to tell you shouldn't buy those if you're a beginner. You should. But for somebody like me, I've been in photography, or at least with this camera, for, I don't know, I got this camera for Christmas actually, I can show you right now. I got this camera with the Sigma 30mm f2.8. Now, I'm not saying a prime lens is bad, but, don't get me wrong, if you want to start, I would honestly recommend starting on a prime for a month or two, just to learn, I guess, how do you say it? Composition. That kind of helped me whenever I was first starting out, and I had no idea what I was doing. But am I saying you should stick to primes forever? No, not unless you have a very, I guess, open space, or whatever you want to call it. If you have an open space, go ahead, stick with primes. I've seen Camera Foundry. He shoots with all vintage lenses, which most of them are prime. Or he doesn't shoot with all of them, but he shoots with a lot of vintage lenses for his video, and a lot of them are primes. So let's get away from that for right now. So back to the kit lenses. The 18-55, it has treated me, it was iffy, because I bought it for $80 on Amazon. And, well, you buy a lens for $80, especially with autofocus, you're going to get about what you buy. So autofocus was not the best. Optical quality was not very good either. It had scratches on the front element, and cosmetically, the lens was just not very good. If you want to, I'm going to try and get this video as fast as possible. If you want to buy the lens kit, it comes with the 18-55, 55-210, and all the filters. I'll put it in the link below if I can. But yeah, so next up, autofocus. Autofocus, if I haven't already gone over this, autofocus in this thing is amazing compared to the 18 to 55. The 18 to 55, it's not bad, it's just slow. Like, you compare this to the 18 to 55, you might have to give, like, especially in video, this outbeats the 18 to 55 so much. Like, I'll try and undo the bubble wrap and all that on the 18 to 55. But shooting on that lens, especially in video, compared to this, is a world of a difference. Because this thing, I'll pop up a clip of the autofocus. The autofocus in this is amazing. Like, probably some of the best I've ever seen. Or not seen, but the best I've ever used. And actually, it is the best I've ever used, because iPhone, don't get me wrong, iPhone is good, but for one, you get better bokeh, just better all-around experience with a professional camera. Now, like you probably heard me say, optical quality. This thing, as far as I have looked and seen, is way better than the 18 to 55. Here's a photo of a photo shoot I did with my aunt's Bronco a couple of months ago, like back in March or so. Whenever I was looking at the RAW of the image, so for those of you that don't know, the RAW is the uncompressed, unfiltered, like basically if your iPhone didn't have a filter on it, it would, and it wasn't processed, it would look like that. Or, some sort of like that, if you know what I mean. If you looked in the corners of the photo, you'd probably notice this purple or green around, say, like plants. Like, here's a photo. It has a lot of that, and it is called chromatic aberration. Now, that lens is 15 years old. There's not a whole bunch you can expect from a 15-year-old lens. Now, I don't know how old this lens is. It might say it on the bottom, but I haven't figured out Tamron's like number stuff for all their stuff, because if you saw on the bottom of my Sigma lens, which is a little scratched, but that says 013. So basically it means the year that the lens was made. And I'll do some research after this video, but this is when the lens was released. This lens, not the 18 to 55. This one was released that year. The 18 to 55 was released in 2010. It is older than I am. I was born in 2011, and yeah. So there's not really much you can say about it, but now zoom range. Like you probably heard me say, I'm selling my 18 to 55 and 55 to 210. So if I was going to buy a lens, I either wanted it to have the same, like, zoom range or more. So this one, as you see right there, and right there, yes, this thing is very heavy. The item listing, or item weight listing for this is like 1.2, 1.3 pounds. It is 18 to 300. So I didn't want to have to sacrifice the telephoto end. So that's why I bought this. That's why I bought all-in-one, more specifically. But now, kind of back to autofocus. This is a 9-year-old camera. It was released 9 years ago. So, like, you probably think, oh, autofocus is horrible on it. No, actually. With this lens, it is amazing. Like, the best I've ever seen. Not seen, but best I've ever used. Just because this camera is 9 years old does not mean it is horrible. So, the good thing about Sony's A6000 series cameras, this is a A6300. The good thing is they have not only, like, almost, I guess you could say at the time, perfected their autofocus, because I mean they kind of did perfect it, not well for the generation that they did, this a lens's autofocus is only as good as the camera's autofocus. So the autofocus in this is only like it doesn't matter how fast the autofocus in this is. It matters how, I guess you could say, sticky the autofocus in your camera is. So say a almost brand new camera came out 2 or 3 years ago, I think, the R50. This thing with this lens could probably outbeat a Canon R50 with the kit lens that it comes with. So it, like, the R50 has, I think, 4,500 autofocus points. This thing has 650 something autofocus points, which basically it just means if something moves across that part of the sensor, it's going to track it. It's going to like how it focuses on my hand right now. That's because there's autofocus points all across this sensor slash like image, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about because, like I said, I don't have a script for this video. I was, of course, not sponsored because this is not a brand new lens. Yeah, any questions that you have about it, put it down in the comment, and I'll probably make a short on it if I can. But yeah, that's it. Follow my Instagram, follow me on TikTok. And yeah, like, subscribe, like I said, comment if you want to see anything else. I think that's it. See you next time. Like I said, I was going to show you the autofocus real quick. So I'm going to unclick it. So just to show you, it is focused back on the fence. If I move the chain into frame, if I move the chain, it's good. Move it out of frame, like, I'm not holding the button right now. Back in frame, fast. Like, and then say, okay, which this is shooting at f8, so it's going to look, most of it's probably going to look pretty focused, but f8, focus right there, focus here. Focus there, focus here. Like, almost no delay.